What is going on, Jets fans? Damn. George Fant going to the IR per field dates on Twitter. Now, what does it mean? Well, IR used to mean it'd be like a death sentence. Oh no, season over. Not so much anymore. It's kind of like baseball now where they have like the short term and then the long term and the whole season. So he's going to miss at least the next 4 games and then they'll reevaluate, see where he's at from there. And what's the plan now? Well, we signed Mike Remmers yesterday. We signed another offensive tackle today, right to the active roster off the Houston Texans practice squad. So we'll see. The plan for Pittsburgh will probably be, I'm guessing, to start McDermott. He's the only guy who's been here. And then probably stick a tight end, Tyler Conklin, right next to him. Tyler Conklin's going to have to do some quasi left tackle against Pittsburgh because Connor McDermott, again, the worst offensive lineman I've ever seen play for the Jets. I think when Connor McDermott's blocking, the edge rush gets there faster than if there was no one blocking him. It's amazing. It's like he provides forward inertia to the edge rusher. All right, Connor McDermott is giving up a sack every 32 snaps in his career with the Jets. Oh my God, that is 3 times the clip of Chuma Edoga. So that's what we got to do for at least one game. Then fingers crossed that Dwayne Brown can come back against Miami, and that would provide at least a little bit of stability. Dwayne Brown, older and not even 100% healthy, is still better than Connor McDermott. Now, I know this kind of situation, Jets fans are all down. We want to do the blame thing. I don't know how much we can blame Joe Douglas, because if we go through the steps here, starting with banking on Mekhi Becton being healthy, well, there's teams around the NFL every year, good teams, bad teams, in the middle, who bank on injured players coming back and playing a big role. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Also, then the draft, right? Number 4 pick. We should have taken Icky. We should have taken Evan Neal. There's no evidence that any of those guys are even good. They've both given up 3 sacks in 3 games, and Sauce Gardner already looks like a top 10 corner. So I got no problem with JD taking Sauce at 4. You take the best player and you figure the rest out. Then he had a plan B. Plan B, let's get an older, albeit incredibly durable, offensive tackle, Dwayne Brown. Like 38 consecutive starts. Doesn't miss time. All right, for a year or 2, let's do it. He gets a mysterious injury before he even gets to play as a Jet. And then they also drafted Max Mitchell in the 4th round. Spent some more draft capital on the offensive line. And he looks great for a 4th round pick coming from a small school, as well as you could have imagined him playing. And now that you've lost, now Fant, so you've lost 3 of your 3 most talented tackles in 2 months. No team could overcome that. Now, I'll say this. It's curious to me why Connor McDermott is still on the roster, because there's going to be one of those guys that we signed is going to end up starting over him if they need to. Like Grant Hermans was on the active roster week 1 as a UDFA over Connor McDermott. They didn't even dress him. So it just seems like Connor McDermott has this weird, like, guaranteed spot for no reason, like he's a placeholder for no reason. If we were going to sign these guys and Connor McDermott might get cut now, to me it's like, why didn't we make that move a month ago? So we probably could have done it a little bit earlier, gotten those guys up to speed, and then gotten them in the game so that we don't have to deal with Connor McDermott with Zach Wilson's first game back. Not ideal. There's that. And then the other part of it is George Fant. I said it in my video talking about AVT earlier today. George Fant has not been healthy for a day in 2022. He was limited in veteran rest days and pitch counts, all camp, all preseason, and been limited, questionable, veteran rest day, day-to-day injuries, the whole season. So you can make an argument that we maybe should have just shut George Fant down at some point this summer, and then, maybe he would have missed the first few games and got him back, because what have we got out of George Fant? He's obviously not healthy and he's getting beat like a drum. So I think you probably could have made some arguments there, but at the end of the day, I think the overall planning around the offensive line, we just got snake bitten with injuries, and it's tough to overcome clusters of injuries at any position for any team. So Zach Wilson, stick it out there. We'll get you some max protects against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then hopefully Dwayne Brown can come back and salvage the rest of the left tackle situation for the Jets in 2022. And we will talk ball soon.